Alt Funds Global presents Inside Secrets, what insurance companies demand for SBLCs and nickel wire deals.
So you have a standby letter of credit or a nickel wire or a gold mine or whatever the asset is, and somebody told you you've got to get an insurance wrap around your asset so that you can go to a bank and monetize it. In this video, I'm going to give you the insider's secrets to how insurance companies write up the insurance for assets like yours. What's the criteria and things they are looking for? You've got to watch this video.
All of the information presented is for entertainment and information purposes only. Nothing discussed constitutes legal or accounting advice, an offer or solicitation of financial services, or financial advice of any kind. Our goal is to showcase alternative vehicles to raise capital. At no point will we be soliciting any investment programs.
Hi, Taimour Zaman from Alt Funds Global. My organization helps accredited investors leverage their assets, cash, standby spread, nickel wire, and things like that to access capital that the banks are primarily offering their VIP clients. We can do this because of volume of transactions we do with banks, relationships that we have with them, as well as our expertise and experience in the area called structured financing. The capital our clients are getting allows them to buy auxiliary businesses, grow their business, as well as fund their legacy project. So friends, in a recent webinar that we did on monetizing assets, we had a couple of really cool questions that came out that I thought I should do a video about it and answer it here for you as well. You have a client who, they're budget constrained. They managed to go get this thing called standby letter of credit. And if you look underneath the standby letter of credit, the standby letter of credit is not backed by real cash. It's backed by a lot of what I call junk paper, like junk bonds and other forms of asset. As the value of the standby letter of credit, because of what it's backed by, is very minimum, if any. And so the client has a challenge in how does he leverage the standby letter of credit. The term they use is monetize the standby letter of credit so they can access capital for project financing. We had in the same webinar a different client who had access to a lot of nickel wire that have acquired. They're looking to, how do I leverage a nickel wire commodity and be able to go get funding from a bank that they can trust. As well as we have clients that have gold mines, silver mines, and things like that. They're trying to look at, hey man, how do I leverage this asset and turn it to cash so I can grow my business faster than conventional models possible. In all cases, these particular clients, when they approach different financial providers, the feedback that they got was they have to get something called an insurance wrap. So the question is, hey Taimour, can you tell me what does the insurance underwriter look for when I present my project for something called project funding? So when it comes to insurance underwriters, what the insurance underwriter is looking for when they want to provide an insurance wrap around your product, around your asset, whatever that is a few things. Now the benefit is when you have, I'm going to say this wrong way, what I'm about to say is the wrong way of explaining it. When you have what I call a junk asset, the word junk is probably not the right word to say, but when you have an asset that's really not that desirable, not that valuable, or it's hard to determine the real value of it, a lot of banks or financial providers will ask for something called insurance wrap around the asset. When you have an insurance wrap, the benefit is that insurance companies walking in, evaluating what the value of the asset is and providing insurance against it. So if I have a standby of credit for $100 million, as an example, the insurance company will say, I'll give you $20 million insurance against that asset you have. Or you may have a gold mine that's worth $5 billion. Insurance company will say, I'll give you insurance for up to $1 billion. The fact that you've got a third-party player walking in as an insurance company and insuring it, that's where you create tangible value. That's the number of value that the banks or underwriter can leverage to access capital that you need for that project. So what is an insurance underwriter is looking for? And I want you to think about if you are the insurance underwriter, what would you be looking for? The more you put yourself in the other person's shoe, the more you're able to see the world from their perspective, think from their perspective, tell a story that's engaging from their perspective for them to say yes to underwriting your product, your asset. So any insurance underwriter, the first few things that they're looking for is what's your credit score? What is your company's credit score? If you are a gold mine company, if you have a standard of credit, you want to monetize it, who's the receiver and what's their credit score? Is the person buying your gold the government of the United States? As an example, but if it's the government of the United States, the government of the United States more likely is not going bankrupt tomorrow. As a good credit rating, do you have a good credit rating? Does your company have a good credit rating? That's the first thing that any insurance underwriter will look for. The second thing they will look for is the contract. Is this a good contract or is this a bad contract? Is the contract well written or is it poorly written? I have clients around the world who, they are buying selling products and services, and sometimes they get a contract that's via email from a supplier. Well, if you give me a contract, I have a contract from a supplier, can you give me bridge funding? Great, I can help you with the bridge funding, no problem. And you give me an email, I cannot go and put my name, my brand, my reputation with a bank because you have an email. Like email wouldn't work as a contract. The next thing any underwriter is looking for is bankruptcy. Have you declared bankruptcy in the past? How are the people that you're selling your products and service to, monetizing your assets to, have they declared bankruptcy? That's really important for any underwriter to figure out what the value of the insurance is for the asset that you have that you want them to insure. The next one is compliance. If you have a gold mine, silver mine, diamond mine, I don't care what kind of mine. If you have a standard of credit, nickel wire, whatever the asset is, what's the compliance around that asset? Gold mines, as an example, have a lot of compliance stuff that they have to go through to be in compliant. And so you need to make sure you have your compliance paperwork for the asset that you want to leverage to get capital gains. The next one, and this would be probably a big one, would be, do you have any skin in the game? Do you as a client have skin in the game? If you have if you're going to a bank, if you go into a venture capital firm, private equity with what I call empty pockets, it is going to be very hard, if not impossible, for you to leave with millions and millions of dollars in your pocket. If you talk to and work with what I call our joker brokers, there are millions of them on Facebook, LinkedIn, on the internet like that. A lot of joker workers will give you the illusion that you can walk in with what I call empty pockets and leave with millions of dollars in your pocket. I don't know. I've never done a transaction. I've never seen a legitimate transaction where the client comes in with what I call empty pockets. You must have capital, what I call skin in the game. You must have your own capital that you've invested in your gold mine. You must have put in your own capital to buy that SBLC, that nickel wire like that. That's really important. Next one's the appraisal. Who's the one who is evaluating the assets? If it's an insurance company, that's awesome. But going to the insurance company, if you have a third-party appraiser, from a reputable appraiser, especially a reputable appraiser that the banks leverage, the private equity firms leverage, you'll be at a much higher chance of getting payouts. These are some of the key things that any insurance provider is looking for. And finally, the last one is your resume. Have you done this before? Is this your first time around? If you are a real estate developer, as an example, and you just got into it yesterday, and I was the one insuring your project, I'll probably be a lot more nervous compared to you've been in this business for 10 years. This is one of the things I love about Alpha Global. I've been on this chair for over 10 years. I love the work that I do. I have some level of experience and expertise that I can provide to my clients to help them on projects like this. I hope you find this helpful. If you did, please subscribe to our channel. Look at some of the other YouTube videos we have around monetizing assets. And if when you're ready and we can help you out, please book a consultation call. We only have one domain, allfundsglobal.com. Thank you so much. Would you like to know about our next event?
Why would you attend Old Funds Global's banking events?
Unlock exclusive financing secrets with top bank CEOs and family offices. Build powerful connections, secure loans beyond retail banks, and fund your legacy. Join financial leaders at Old Funds Global offshore events.
What do you love about my company, Old Funds Global?
Old Funds Global does bring very good qualified and very ambitious to service everybody. Now, we could be selective, but what I do love, Taimour will try for everyone to get through an entry door. I'll give him that.
That's true.
God bless.
Hi friends, I now want to take a minute and answer some of your frequently asked questions. One of the common questions I get a lot is, Taimour, we've learned a lot from you through your YouTube channel. How do we learn more? Can we fly down and meet your team? And the answer to all of that is yes, yes, and yes. But if you want to learn more, my first invitation is to become a member of Old Funds Global. You simply go to our website, oldfundsglobal.com. You sign up to become a member for free. You get access to webinars, offshore events that we do, and content that we never, ever, ever, ever publish on YouTube. I promise you that it's worth becoming a member for sure. The second way that you can learn a lot is I'm a published author. Structured Financing Demystified, Hypergrowth, just multiple books on Amazon that you can get access to. I highly recommend going and checking out some of these books, getting engaged into some of the stuff, that strategies and tactics that we're using for ourselves, for our families, for our friends. You definitely want to check these things out for sure. Another question, I guess, Taimour, why are you so passionate about getting a bank license? Why is that so important? Well, the truth is, our mission within Old Funds Global is to help businesses become self-funded for life. Imagine you run a coffee shop and I run a coffee shop. Imagine we buy the coffee beans from the same grower and my coffee shop is right across yours, like really right across yours. Our competition is probably nil. But if you have a bank license and I don't have a bank license, and let's say I made $500,000 and you made $500,000 in income, but if you have a bank license, you are depositing a bank license with the central bank of the country where you own your own private bank license. Let me repeat this again. You are depositing your money with the central bank of the country you have your bank license on. So $500,000 deposited with the central bank should give you a line of credit of 10 times multiple. So that means you get a line of credit of $5 million. Now it's not free money, it's a line of credit of $5 million. Now, if you draw that entire money out and you go to whichever country you're currently resonating in, the country you're doing business with, and you know in real estate, you want to buy a house, you put 20% down and you get a loan for 80%, same thing. You put $5 million down with a business plan to your local bank, whoever your bank with, and say, hey, I want to grow my business, my technology business, real estate business, pharmaceutical business, whatever business it is. I'm a venture capitalist. I'm putting $5 million down. Your bank gives you a loan at four times more, so now you get a $20 million loan. Now it's not free money, it's $20 million loan. What can you afford to do with $20 million that I cannot afford to do with $500,000? Could you invest in artificial intelligence? Could you invest in hiring better people? Could you invest in advertising? Hell, with that amount of money, could you even buy auxiliary businesses or invest in auxiliary businesses? I say you can, and that's why we within Old Funds Global are so passionate in helping clients become self-funded for life, and getting a private bank license is one of the vehicles that I am personally very passionate about helping clients on. Another question, I guess, Taimour, you charge a consultation fee. Old Funds Global, the team charges a consultation fee. Why do you charge a consultation fee when you guys can make so much money on the back end? It somehow slows me down from taking a credit card and paying you money for it. Well, here's the truth. We offer our content, millions and millions of dollars worth of content complete for free on YouTube. We don't advertise as of the date of doing this video. We don't advertise on YouTube, Google, or we don't do any kind of advertising at all. And what we find is the volume of traffic that goes into YouTube attracts people that are tire kickers, people that are fraudsters, people that have mental health issues. When we charge a small consultation fee, this deters the hacker, the fraudster, the person who's shopping around, the tire kicker. It eliminates all that and allows me and my team to be on calls or meetings with customers we actually want to do business with. What a concept. Now comes, this is better. At the time of doing a transaction with a client, that fee they pay for a consultation call, we refund it. At the conclusion of us doing a transaction with a client, we refund 100% of all the monies that they paid on consultation fees. This allows us to work with people that are committed to working with us, are serious about working with us, are not tire kickers, are not people that are like, they don't know what banking 101 is, and they're there to waste our time and energy. Just eliminates that. And me and my team are very proud of doing that. Next question I get is, Taimour, the alternative funding industry overall has a lot of fraudsters in it, has a lot of deep fake in it. What are you doing to protect us, protect yourself? So here's the answer to that. Any industry that has a lot of money by default attracts a lot of fraud. Let me say this again. Any industry that attracts a lot of money by default attracts a lot of fraud. I don't know who you bank with. If you bank with one of the top 20 banks in the world, pick a bank you bank with, or you use payment processing companies like PayPal, these companies see a lot of fraud every day, from fraudsters mimicking their website to mimicking their email addresses, and in cases like mine, once a year or twice a year, some idiot, excuse my language, decides to copy my picture on social media, tries to create a fake profile of me, and goes on social media selling scammy transactions. Now, we have the technology and the resources to catch that, usually within 72 hours of that happening, and then cause legal action against that fraudster. We have the financial resources, thank God, to do that today, but that's just the nature of this industry. So what we do to protect ourselves is we never solicit on social media anything, nor do we solicit in general. We offer a lot of educational materials, but we don't solicit. You'll never see me or any of my associates on any social media trying to sell anything, ever. Second, all transactions that we do, money always has to go through a reputable law firm. All transactions we do, money always has to go to a reputable law firm. You know, we never ask the client to send us money or anything like that. Now, I do want to take a minute and talk a little bit about my competitors. In the United States, in the US alone, US has 3% of the world's population, and they have over 60% of the world's lawyers. In the United States, that's a fact, have 3% of the world's population and over 60% of the world's lawyers. I have a lot of legitimate competitors in the United States and around the world that unfortunately have been sued for wrongful things that other people have done. There's a lot of negative stuff on social media or websites about some of my legitimate competitors. And I want to tell you that a lot of my competitors are legitimate. They're hardworking people. I know them. They deliver real results. And unfortunately, they have negative comments or fraud or even lawsuits against them. The reason within Allfunds Global doesn't have a lawsuit against it, or me, Taimour Zaman, don't have a lawsuit against me, or people on social media saying that we're fraudsters or something like that, is simply because of my lack of vision. Every company you deal with, every major company you deal with, whether it's the cars you drive, Ford, Lexus, I don't know, GM, or Facebook, Google, YouTube, whatever you use, or medicine you have, like Taimour, all of these companies have lawsuits against them. A lot of the companies you work with have litigations against them as just part of the growth. At some point, the business needs to grow exponentially, and that's when you have to see lawsuits as just the nature of the business growing. The fact that we don't have it is because of my lack of vision as the CEO and like trying to bark a tree like that. Now, I see that changing as we buy businesses that have other CEOs, as we grow, we have over 800 registered brokers with us. As that number grows, it's not normal for our business to continue growing without some idiot calling us fraudster, some idiot trying to sue us, or something like that. If you want to take advantage of the alternative funding industry, I'm going to tell you this is the industry I love. I'm going to tell you this is the industry that I've made a lot of money with. I'm going to tell you this is the industry I've helped a lot of clients make a lot of money with, friends and family make a lot of money with. And if this is an industry you want to get involved in, I recommend meeting the people you want to do business with, like physically flying out to meeting them. If you can afford to hire an investigator, we use a lot of former FBI, former CIA people. These are people you can hire to do background checks. It's not only do these people have lawsuits or not, or other losers, con and fraudsters or not. I'm telling you, a lot of my competitors are really good people, and they're not fraudsters. So do your own due diligence, listen to your intuition. We're really interested in working with some really good people that are vision-driven entrepreneurs that really want to serve the world. And I think we have some things that are really amazing to offer. Another question I get is, Taimour, we love all the services of Funds Global. What are the top 3 services you offer that we should really seriously think about, call you or your organization and get you guys involved? But my favorite service, the one that makes a lot of sense, is the trusted advisory service. This is when we become your chief banking officer. We work with your CFO, your legal team, the CEO, the COO. We look at where your organization is, where you want it to be. We look at banking programs that make sense for your type of business, that are proven and would work to generate access to alternative revenue sources for your business that makes sense. From that, we then create offshore tax structures, offshore bank accounts, offshore bank licenses for your organization, so the revenue gets generated has a channel to go to that is well protected. We have a lot of domain expertise that I do not share ever on YouTube. It's not like a lawyer who's like, go create a trust account and cooks out it. We don't do. We do some very sophisticated stuff that I'm very proud of. That's our intellectual property. And so the trusted advisory services, where we become a trusted advisor, is one of the things that I would recommend everybody to look at. It's a monthly retainer, you pay for it, but let me tell you, for every penny you put in, that you get tens of dollars out of it. And I think you're not going to get this amount of expertise dedicated to your business. So that's something I would recommend you to think about and sign up for. Second one is, if you're looking for access to capital, we have a lot of unique programs like Rent a Rich Uncle that we can support your organization as long as your organization is a successful business and not a startup, not somebody who's going bankrupt. It's a successful business that has real cash, real assets, and is generating something real, that's real growth. I think we have some avenues for accessing capital that others simply cannot offer. And the final one that I love is we have a lot of asset management structures that are very unique to our intellectual property that I love to share with you. If you have assets, you want to grow, you want to get bank license, you want to set up a trust, you want to work with multiple central banks, do some really cool stuff. I think I'm the only weirdest person that has real expertise and experience in doing this stuff. And so my name is Taimour Zaman from Funds Global. Thank you for following us up on YouTube. If you're doing that, thank you for trusting me. Thank you for trusting my team. And on behalf of my team, I just really want to say thank you. And we look forward to the opportunity of serving you.